This has been an exciting week. Adobe announced updates to all their software across the board in Creative Cloud. I haven't had the chance to churn through all of it yet, but the one thing that really caught my attention is that their Photoshop Sketch application, which is their drawing sketching application, kind of sort of based off of Photoshop, available for iOS and Android, had a big update. And that's what I want to talk about today, because there's one big feature that I absolutely love that they've added to this thing that has the potential to make this like really great. And that is that we can now import libraries of our own brushes into this mobile app, like Photoshop brushes, full awesome Photoshop brushes. And to get us started, they got Kyle Webster, who makes these amazing brushes, to make a set of brushes for free for the app that we can kind of download and check out. So I was poking around the Adobe Sketch app, and I wanted to kind of walk through the steps that you have to take in order to import these brushes, because it's not overtly obvious when you just kind of jump in. So first things first is you just open a canvas. It can be a blank canvas or something you've already started. And over here on the left-hand side are a series of brushes, and these are kind of customizable. For example, if I tap on one of those, I can get the size, I can get the flow, and I can get the color. The flow is kind of like the opacity. I am going to long tap on that brush, and it's going to bring up all our brushes. And honestly, I used this app a year ago, and I had no idea that you were supposed to long press on this, so I had no idea all this was in here. Maybe it's fairly new and all this stuff wasn't in here, but it's already preloaded with a whole bunch of really nice brushes. But what we want to do here is we want to load in our own custom brushes. So up at the top, you see we are on App Brushes. What we want to do is we want to tap on My Library. And down at the bottom of this little box, you're going to see a link. It says Change Library. Let's tap that. And this is going to show that I don't have any brushes currently loaded up in this app. I haven't saved any anywhere. To do this, I'm going to go to my desktop, and I'm actually going to go and download Kyle's brushes. So this is a link that I found at Adobe's website. I will post it down in the description below. And there are 7 brushes that Kyle Webster put together specifically for this app. So I click Save. It asks me to either create an Adobe ID, you need an Adobe ID to use this, or sign in. I already have an ID, so I'm going to sign in. I'm going to hide my password from you people. And then after I sign in, I can then click Save. Now when I go back to my app, I get that little preloader bar. See, what's happened is that has saved those brushes to my Creative Cloud library, and now it is currently downloading Kyle's brushes into this app. And here we go, I can play with it. I love this watercolor brush. I love all of Kyle's watercolor brushes. These things, there's nothing like these. I like the brushes in Procreate a lot, but their watercolor brushes don't even come anywhere close to being as awesome as the ones like Kyle has made. These brushes are great. So it's really cool to have this on the iPad. He's got some other ones here. This is just a little oil brush. Nice texture. Man, these are good. I'm going to fast forward in the video a little bit. Here I am using that brush again with a little bit of blue. I love the way the blue kind of smudges together with this brush. It's beautiful. And I'm going to go quickly through this because I'm just making a bunch of brush lines and having fun. Okay, so that's fun. That is already on the web, and it downloaded automatically to my app. But now, if you've been using Photoshop for years and you've created your own custom brushes and you want to take them from Photoshop and you want to bring them into this app, how do you do that? So here we are in Photoshop. And what I'm going to do, there's a lot of stuff here, but over on the right-hand side, I have this open already. It is this little tab called Libraries. What I want to do is I want to create a brand new library, and then I'm going to pull my brushes into that library. And anything that I pull into that library gets automatically synced up to Creative Cloud. So I name this My Brushes, and now I just open my brushes, and I can grab any of these and drag and drop them to my library. And there we go. And in a couple seconds, they're going to be up in the cloud. All right, so now I am back in the app. I long press on any of my brushes. I want to change my library. At the bottom, there's that link that says Change Library. Tap that, and now I see my options. I have Kyle's brushes selected. I want to select my 3 brushes. And there you can see those are the 3 brushes that I just dragged in from Photoshop on the desktop, and now they magically appear here. So I am going to select the middle one. Bristles aren't supported yet. That's all right. I'll grab the top one, and there we go. Pretty cool. I think this is a great addition to this app. I think Procreate is my kind of primary go-to drawing app on the iPad. I really enjoy it. And part of the reason I enjoy Procreate so much is because it's the best brushes that are available on the iPad, and you can go out and you can download a bunch, but I have yet to find brushes for Procreate that are as good as the stuff that Kyle has created for Photoshop. So being able to use these brushes on the iPad is really pretty cool. So in the past, often what I'll do is I'll draw something. For example, I have this sketch here. This is a drawing I did for an article for A List Apart a couple weeks ago. And I ended up pulling this into Photoshop to color it. So I did all my sketching and I did my inking in Procreate, and then I brought it back to the desktop. That's very common for me to kind of start in one place and move it somewhere else. And then I did all the coloring, and well, it's not really coloring, all the black and white kind of washed watercolor feel. I did all that on the desktop. So still, if I was going to work the same way, I suppose I could now do this whole thing, you know, here in Sketch, which I guess that could work. I might give that a shot. Actually, I don't think I can do it in Sketch because this has to have a specific like pixel dimension to fit on the site just the way I want it to. And unfortunately, the formats that are available in Sketch are like predefined. It can be this size piece of paper or the size of your iPad or whatever. I can't define my own pixel dimensions like I can in most apps. So unfortunately, I probably am still going to have to start it somewhere else. There are a bunch of other features that Sketch is missing that kind of keep it from becoming a full-fledged drawing app, so I hope Adobe continues to update it and continues to do cool things with it. I think this is a great step forward. So a question that's probably going to come up is, I've talked about Kyle's brushes quite a bit. In fact, this might sound like an ad for Kyle's brushes. It's not. He hasn't paid me. I don't think he knows I exist. So this is not an advertisement. I just am a big fan of his stuff. But since I already have all his brushes in Photoshop, I mean, look at this. I've got all these great brushes. I've got this wonderful, here is me, like just watercoloring with one of his brushes. Unfortunately, these brushes here, these are not actually brushes. We call them brushes, but they are tool presets, and I have to go to the tool preset menu to use these. So as of right now, we cannot upload tools presets to Creative Cloud. We cannot pull those in. We can only pull in brushes, which are found in the brush palette. So just to make that clarification, if you've already bought somebody's brushes that are imported as a tool preset, currently I don't think that Sketch can import those. If Sketch can import those and I am wrong, please tell me immediately, because I would love to import some of these brushes. So there we go. Big update. A lot of fun. Hope that was helpful. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. And of course, you could always hit me up on Twitter. And as always, if you enjoy my videos, find any of this stuff helpful, consider supporting me on Patreon. It's a way of keeping this channel going and helping me buy more stuff to review. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.